Welcome to the UpKeep Pledge Pros Podcast, a podcast dedicated to UpKeep's customers and community at large through our new ambassador program. The UpKeep Pledge program is unmatched value and unwavering support. And today we have our inaugural episode, and who better than Ryan Chan, the CEO and founder of UpKeep. Ryan, welcome.
All right. What's going on, Brian? Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. Thank you for allowing this to be a thing.
Of course.
We've been talking, our whole company has been talking about extreme value creation for our customers and the community. When I say customers, I mean community as well. And through this, UpKeep has decided that we want to build a brand new resource for our customers. And so this is the ambassador program. I'll let you talk about it. Ryan, what is the ambassador program essentially, right? Fundamentally. And where do you think it came from? What were your thoughts behind it when it started to come to fruition?
Sure. Yeah. Maybe let me give a quick background on who I am as well for all the listeners. A little bit about me. I went to Cal Berkeley as a chemical engineer. I worked in a manufacturing plant that was spun out from DuPont Chemicals. I saw how bad technology was. I saw, the resources that our, technicians, our maintenance teams, our engineering teams were using. And I was like, man, why is everything done on a piece of paper and pencil? It shouldn't be done, on mobile devices because, hey, we're in the 21st century. I did not find anything that was out there in terms of technology. And I said, I think I could build something better. So that was really the inspiration behind UpKeep. And the whole premise behind it was give better tools, software, technology to people out in the field so they could do their jobs better, easier, faster without having to come back to an office to retype all their notes back in. So obviously, UpKeep, we're 100% committed towards building great software, great technology for our community. But then over the past 8 years, since I started this company, since I started UpKeep, what we've also realized is technology is just one of these components that makes a maintenance team really successful. Actually, there's two others that are equally, if not even more important than just technology. It's the people and process. And once we started delving into these big problems around maintenance, we realized that this couldn't just be solved through just technology. It is a people, it's a process, and technology trifecta that enables teams to operate at their highest levels. So where did the ambassador program come from? Where did our community come from? It really stemmed off of this belief that, hey, to build a world-class maintenance team, it's not just enabling people with great technology. We have to help enable them with great people and also process. But what then we said was, hey, we are the experts in technology, but we want to partner with the best people in the industry to help our customers in the entire community up level. And what we said was, right now it's happening on this one-to-one fashion. We saw this happening where you hire a consultant, they come in, they help support your business, they leave, and then everything breaks again. And we realized that the way to make this long lasting is through community. Once you're able to scale these one-on-one interactions to a one-to-many interaction, and then hopefully a many-to-many interaction where we're all helping support one another, it creates these long-lasting, lifelong-lasting benefits for organizations. That is where the entire premise behind our community, the entire ambassador program came from. And, our big vision, mission moving forward is really help transform, revolutionize the entire maintenance industry, support the industry with not just great technology, people, process. We do this through community in a scalable fashion that means more than just one-on-one interactions and a many-to-many interaction. And, I'm super glad to have you on this team, Brian, and helping lead this charge because it is one of the most, if not the most important things for us as a community and also company as a whole.
It's extremely valuable. And, one of the big things that it was when you were speaking about this in depth, the first thing that came to my mind was relationships. It's building strong relationships. And these relationships, they transcend departments, they transcend organizations, right? They really get to the core of why we do what we do. And through this program, we're allowing transactions to happen on so many levels, transactions of knowledge, of mentorship, of community, of partnerships, of business to business, all these things. Excuse me. And it is awesome to see. And it is transpiring right before our eyes, right? I mean, there's an immense amount of value that can be generated and is being generated just by the community itself, like the Slack community, the partnerships UpKeep has built and is continuing to build, the new ambassador program where we're really digging into individual expertise and industry expertise and how to pair them and partner them with our customers, the community, and really have this force multiplier of education is what I like to think about. So my first really question for you is, we talked a little bit about the value of industry expertise. But where do you see the most value being created? So is it the interactions of digital communication? Is it the interactions of in-person, going to sites and meeting with people? Is it big picture conferences? Is it where do you think the most value is driven from these connections, these ambassadors, and this community?
I'm going to give you a cop-out answer, but I genuinely believe it's true. It's all the above. But then I'll kind of tell you a little bit more about the origins of our community and where it came from. So I think rightfully so, our industry has a lot of in-person, right? To go repair equipment, to turn a wrench, you have to be there physically. But transparently, there isn't great digital online resources for people in our industry. Makes sense, right? We're out in the field. The origins of the entire community actually started a long, long time ago when we saw this, recognized this. We said, hey, there's all of this great knowledge share being done in person. When you're standing right next to equipment, you have these, whether they are apprenticeship programs, you might have internships, it's very, very one-to-one. And we saw this problem because we were like, what kind of digital online resources are there for people who want to get interested and learn more about the industry that we are in? And we couldn't find too much. So we started building out this digital library of resources, help centers, learning centers that taught people about maintenance, what it means to run an RCA, how to run an FMEA, how to think about reliability centric center maintenance. We did all of this online content and we saw such incredible pickup from it, because what we realized is, doing these in-person interactions really helpful, but it's not scalable. Right. And when we released these digital online courses, we did our own training videos, we did our own training courses where you could get certified. We saw such incredible pickup. And so this was probably about 6 years ago. And that was kind of the inspiration behind the start of building a community. It started with, taking things that are happening on the shop floor and put it into digital online resources where people can read about it, learn about it from their desk at home to try to upskill themselves.
What's really cool about that, Ryan, is that at that time, UpKeep was partnering with industry professionals. They were building webinars. They were doing online content with UpKeep. I mean, I remember I did a bunch of videos for the UpKeep training on pumps. It was awesome. There was an initial spark of what you guys created, and you brought more people into the process. You didn't say, "Oh, we got this. We know this," right? You said, "Hey, we are experts in technology, but we need to be connecting ourselves to industry expertise." And that breadth is so big, right? And you guys brought all these people into the process to help build all these things out, which is cool because that was like the spark of how do we connect with industry? and insights and people and experts and leaders, and how do we start getting them associated with UpKeep, and how do we leverage that expertise to make essentially what you've done online is make learning forever, right? It's never going to go away.
Exactly. And so that was the inspiration slash origin of our community. I'll kind of like continue the story a little bit because I do think it's important to understand that, again, like the origin story behind the community, our ambassador program. But then what happened 4 years ago, I'm sure all of us remember what happened 4 years ago. There's this thing called COVID. Mm. What happened was we took all of these online resources, COVID hit, people were sent home. That's when things started exploding. That's when everyone was really gravitating towards, oh shoot, we can't be online in person. How do we continuously up level and learn? They started gravitating towards, our digital online assets. But there was a big problem with these online assets. It was only one way. You read information, you digest it. But if you had questions, there's nowhere to go. So the beginnings, so once we saw that problem, we opened up our community, and you were a part of it, Bryan. It exploded. It was incredible. We had thousands of people, literally over a course of, a few months, we had thousands of people join our community. And it was an open Slack group where anyone can join, ask questions, learn from one another. And this is this many to many piece that I was talking about. And oh my gosh, ever since then, it's been phenomenal. We have people learning from one another through our Slack community. They're digesting our digital online content. They're saying, hey, I've got a question about, pumps, motors, fans, vibration. They're going into our community, and it's not one-on-one anymore. It's many to many. That's what makes these communities just lifelong, everlasting.
It's a force multiplier.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's an immense resource. And you make a good point in, it's easy to go online and you can find anything that you want to know online, right? But it's very difficult to find something that is easy to consume and understand. And I often find myself when I'm looking at newer technologies, or I'm looking at different maintenance things, like I'm reading something and I understand a lot of it, but there's always these questions that come up in my mind. I'm like, I need to go talk to this person. I need to go ask this person his thoughts on this, right? Because we don't know everything, and we just need to make sure that we have connection to the resources. And I think you and I talked a little while ago about this ambassador program being at its core access to the best experts in the world, right? We want to give direct access to these people that can help you solve your problems. I don't want to say CMMS problems. I want to say business problems, right? So all these things are interwoven.
Absolutely. What you said is right on the spot. We want to democratize the industry's leading and best information on how to run a maintenance reliability operations program at your facility. We want to democratize that information because right now it's oftentimes stored up here because there's not a really good outlet for sharing this information. What's really cool, what we've seen from our community, is that people have such incredible knowledge, insight, but oftentimes it's stored up here. It's shared within your small group. But when you give people this outlet to enable them to share their insights, learning, expertise, it is so impactful to thousands of others dealing with very similar challenges.
Yes. Yes, all the challenges are the same. We've realized that during COVID as well with the UpKeep community or maintenance community. A lot of the questions and things that were being asked were very, very similar. There were a lot of the same problems that were transpiring. And fortunately, the community was able to aid and assist in those questions and give valuable insight, right?
It was one of the coolest moments ever when you saw essentially the entire world go into panic mode. There was just this group of people wanting to support one another and helping them with their biggest challenges of, how do I shut down my facility? How do I manage, protective gear? How do I think about hiring during this time? What should I do in terms of forecasting demand? And what are you all doing? Like
Right.
it was one of the most challenging times, but it was one of the most, I think, like humanizing times that I've seen people really step up and help one another too.
That's a great analogy. Very humanizing. It created that point to point, right? And then eventually that many to many, as you spoke about earlier. Um, it's a crazy thing. And UpKeep is the only platform that has these resources, hands down. I've talked to, worked with many, many platforms. The support and the value that UpKeep has delivered, is delivering, and intends to deliver with future programs through community, through ambassadorship, through partnership is unmatched. It truly is. There's no other place that you can go or another other CMMS company you can talk to and you can learn all these magnificent things, all these resources, all this like in our bench of ambassadors, Ryan, is like 200 years worth of crazy expertise, right? We've got some very, very heavy hitters on this team. Um, but it's so wonderful. And I'm so glad that you've been able to speak to this, to the history of it, to its past state, its current state, and where eventually where we want to go in the future, right? Um, so let's for a minute, let's
Maybe
talk about,
real quick on that,
go ahead,
Bryan,
go ahead.
and I know that you already know this, but I think it's also really important to share with all of our listeners. The way that we operate our community here within UpKeep is essentially as a nonprofit. That's how we've operated it essentially since day one, 6 years ago. We said, hey, we see a big problem in the industry. And it's not technology related, it's knowledge, skills, it's people, process. It's a big problem. And what we said is, we want to help support our community, and we believe that if we do what's right for our community, good things will happen. But we're not sure how to measure it. We're not sure exactly what the impact is going to be, and we're not sure how long it's going to take. And so what we've done every single year for the past 6 years is we've dedicated a pool of money and said, hey, this is money that we're going to give back to the community. The whole purpose is do the most amount of good for the most amount of people in our industry. And that's just how we've operated since day one of the community. And we just have this fundamental belief that if we do good things will happen back to us.
That's all facts, Ryan, and that is a indisputable fact. You can look up all of these things. These are things that UpKeep has dedicated immense resources to. It's not fluff, it's not frill, it's real value. Go to our website, upkeep.com. Go to the resources tab. You will see a laundry list of things that have been created for the sole purpose of education, bringing people out of their reactive state, stabilizing business, stabilizing assets, stabilizing knowledge, everything. And it's great. It's great. That's why I wanted to be a part of UpKeep. UpKeep to me is a community, right? And we all want to be a part of and contribute to something bigger than ourselves. It's very, very cool and valuable. So one quick thing. Let's talk about UpKeep, the UpKeep Pledge holistically. What is that?
All right. So the UpKeep Pledge is the best way to encapsulate it is care more about our customers, our community than anyone else. It's our pledge that, again, we're going to care more about your success than anyone else. Where did this come from? We started asking ourselves, well, what does it really mean to be more than just, a technology provider? And what we started realizing that, UpKeep, and what we not only want to be, but also are today as a partner to our customers, is an encompassing solution that encompasses much, much more than just technology, just software. So the UpKeep Pledge really stems from this commitment that we are going to care about your success than anyone, more about your success than anyone else. And that includes the people, process, and also technology components.
And all the things we talked about are a testament to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Now, let's talk about my favorite thing, and I know it's your favorite thing, upkeepers. Upkeepers are people who work at Upkeep. And upkeepers are no joke, legit value creating machines. I mean, I know you agree.
We have a badass team.
Dude,
I mean,
it
yeah.
is wild. I say this almost every single time I talk to people, and it's like you talk to customer success, you talk to sales, you talk to marketing, you talk to the tech people who blow your mind with the things that they know about coding and applications and stuff. All of them have this attitude, which is like, what am I doing? How can I make it better? What does the customer need? How can I expand on that? How can I create value? How can I? It's like all these questions of how can I, right? It's like, how can I contribute to a bigger thing and create more value? And we see it in not only updates to our application, to our actual product. We see it in the way that our customer success managers are creating extreme value for our customers and ensuring that they are seeing and realizing value from our platform, from sales, from market. I mean, everything. Like I can go all day on upkeepers. I talk to them, you talk to them every single day, like I do. Let I love dropping them some love, man. Like, what do you think?
So everyone that is hired as part of Upkeep is hired based off of three core values. You have to embody these to be an upkeeper. And I see this in every single one of our teammates. You wouldn't be here if you didn't live and breathe our core values. We've got three. Again, I know you know what they are. But our first one, probably the most important, is people over profit.
Yep.
Right? What does this mean? We care more about the people. And again, we just talked about this. We care more about people's success than just pure profit. We know that if we invest in doing what is right and just doing the right thing, hey, profit will follow.
That's right. It's a
But
product.
when we are put in a tough situation, we have to choose, hey, are we going to do what's right for people? Or are we going to earn an extra buck? We're always going to choose do what's right for people. The second core value of ours is progress over perfection. What does that mean? Exactly what you're just talking about. It's saying, hey, how can I be better than I was yesterday?
Every
How
day.
can I help our customers, partners, ambassadors be better than they were yesterday? It's this idea that we strive to just be better every single day. There's no such thing as perfection. If it were, it would stop us from growing. Everyone here at Upkeep believes that we have just this immense potential to continuously improve and change the industry. All right, our third one is this idea of grit over prestige, right? It's not about what you've done in the past. We don't care about how many accolades you've won, how many awards you've been given. We care what you and we are going to do in the future. And it's these three core values that you see embodied by every single person here at Upkeep that just gets me so excited every single morning to get out of bed and, again, push myself. I mean, everyone here at the company pushes me to be better. And that's what gets me out of bed. We would not be here without every single person on the Upkeep team. We wouldn't have started this community. We wouldn't have built a product. We wouldn't have had this big vision to revolutionize the entire way that maintenance is being done today without people on our team. The people are so incredibly important. We would not be here without them.
Absolute crushers. I can't say enough. I can't say enough of good things. I've seen it in talking to our actual customers in consulting time and providing value for them about maintenance and reliability. They always have something positive to say about their interactions with an upkeeper, whether it's sales, customer success, whoever it is, right? They always say, this person has exhausted all the resources for me. And
Yeah.
when I hear that, I go, that makes sense. That's what they do.
Oh yeah. Maybe there's a a fourth theme that we live and breathe by. It's go above and beyond to surprise and delight our customers, community members, everyone that touches Upkeep. To go above and beyond to surprise and delight. That is the standard.
It's
That
the
is the
standard.
standard of what it means to be an upkeeper.
Love it. And you know what's cool is upkeepers were the ones who vetted and established our ambassador program. So we all know that the access, our customers in the community, the democratized access that these people are going to have to these very, very, very legit industry professionals, you know that it's been vetted. You know that there's been some action taken to ensure that they have the proper competency, the proper ability to create value within your business, all of these things. And I cannot wait to drop this program next year and just let it rip, because UpKeep customers and the community are going to be like, oh my God, I can go talk to, I don't want to drop any names, so and so about this crazy thing, and I can go right through, like, there's a direct line right to this person, and he's gonna, and she is gonna help me solve some of my bigger business problems, or my CMS things, or my things that I don't understand about maintenance. Like, come on, that's, no one is doing it. I want everyone to hear me say this over and over and over again. UpKeep is the only one, second to none. We are providing immense value for our customers. Ryan, I've been ecstatic. I've been following you and UpKeep for many years. I finally was able to bend your arm enough to let me come on the team. All right.
Thank you, man.
I just want to thank you so much for kicking off this with us. It wouldn't be the same if you hadn't. There's many, many more episodes of this podcast to come out that are going to be highlighting our ambassadors, the value that they can create, ways to get in contact with them, and more about just the general program at large. Ryan, I'll let you have our last words, man.
Thank you, Bryan, for allowing me to share a little bit more about our story, our origins of the community. Obviously, this has been an 8-year journey for me, but every single day I grow more passionate about the problems that we're solving for our community. You know, when I think about what motivates me every single day, again, to get out of bed, it's really to help solve a problem, a big need in the industry. Building the community is one of the most rewarding parts of, if not the most rewarding part of building this company, UpKeep. And, you know, I'm excited to have you basically help lead the charge, grow it even bigger than it is today. I really appreciate you, Bryan, and, you know, our entire community for, you know, essentially following us, believing in us and UpKeep. Big things to come, no doubt.
Very big things. Ryan, thanks again. We really appreciate it. And everybody listening, please, please, please check us out, www.upkeep.com. You will not be disappointed. Talk to our sales team, get a demo, get something going, contact me, contact our team. We will ensure that value is created for you, from the CMMS to the bigger business. We have the resources, we have what is needed. And this has been the UpKeep Pledge Pros Podcast with Ryan Chan, and we will give you the unmatched value and unwavering support. Ryan, thanks again, man.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Bryan.
See ya.